Hello, and welcome to ShrubSMP Season 7. This is Episode 30. We are starting off here in the Nether Dimension, specifically the Nether Hub of the server because, well, the server has been updated to version 1.21.6 of Minecraft, which is the Chase the Skies update. Now, considering our last episode was just the one episode of version 1.21.5, Mojang has just continued to put out all kind of fun little version updates with little fun content to explore, and this one is no exception because it is the Chase the Skies episode, wherein we can find ourselves and craft ourselves and claim a Happy Ghast, which, being here in the Nether, we're used to dealing with angry ghasts who shoot fireballs at us and try to make us have a bad day, but the Happy Ghasts are going to be much more friendly, as we will see in this episode. Alright, well, we are going to jump right into the action here in the Nether and explore the different methods in which to get ourselves a dried ghast, which is the first step in acquiring the Happy Ghast. You have to find yourself a way to get a dried ghast, and there are 3 different ways to do it. And they all involve the Nether down here, so our first stop will be on the way to a Soul Sand Valley to find some of the fossil structures where, with the new version update, we will find that there are some naturally spawned. Oh, there's an angry ghast right there as I'm trying to explain it. We may as well see if we can take this guy out, because he involves also one of the other methods. The ghast tears, that is some of the loot that drops from the angry ghast. Get you. Oh, I missed them. Oh, gosh. Okay. So the ghast here, if I can get a hold of 8 of them, I think it is, you can then utilize to fire away. Missed them again. Fire. Okay. Does he drop one? Does he drop one? Survey says, oh, he dropped a head. That's kind of fun. But we did not get a ghast tier. I think I came into this with 1 ghast tier in my inventory. You need 8 to craft one. So, like I said, that's one of the methods. One of the methods is to craft one. You're going to need ghast tiers to do that. But we're off to find a natural method, and that is somewhere here in some of the soul sand, just like these fossils. Now, these fossils have already kind of been part of my previous versions of the world, so it is unlikely that I think you have to go to new versions. New areas that haven't been loaded originally to load them in the version 1.21.6, and then right in this little area here you'll probably find on the ground. Oh, what? I'm being shot up by a skeleton. Okay, all right. All these mobs are interrupting me here while we're trying to do a little just figure out how to get these Ghastlings, or, well, no, the Ghastlings are the next step. I'm getting way ahead of myself over here because we're attacked. Oh, I got it stuck on my arm. But like I was saying, we have to fly around. Now, this is definitely the type of area we are looking for, but again, because it's been loaded for some time, we have to find a new area. And we'll be able to figure that out when we start seeing lava pour from the ceiling to indicate that we're in a newly generated chunk. And then from there, find some fossils, and we should be able to find a dried ghast and just pick it right up and have it in our inventory. I think there's an achievement involved with it, but for the it looks like we're finding a dead end here. So I'm going to keep flying around, and we'll find that area, and then see if we can find ourselves a dried ghast. Oh, there's another ghast down there. Let's see if we can pick up a ghast here, because I need 7 more of those before we can get out of here as well. Come on, buddy. What do you got for me? Oh, there's a ghast here. Perfect. All right. Only 6 more to go. And let's keep flying. Alright, so I've just come across, see this lava falling down, that means we are in new loaded areas, and we have ourselves some fossils, so it may only be just a matter of moments until I can find our first dried ghast. I'm going to go ahead and land and then put on my gold helmet so these guys don't attack me. I heard just, okay, I thought I heard one. Load this crossbow over there, but these skeletons, of course, will continue to attack us. We'll take short work and make oh, wait, there it is. We found our first dried ghast. Here it is, right here in the fossil structure. And if I could just find his little face, there it is. Doesn't look too happy there because it's dormant. It is a dried ghast, so we'll go ahead and pick that up. We get an achievement, well, at least new recipes for when it becomes all grown up and happy that we can put a harness on it. So now that we have a dried ghast here in the new loaded chunks, let's go slay some more angry ghasts and see if we can pick up What do I need here? 6 more ghast tears so that we can have the other method to be able to craft one of these dried ghast guys. Well, what do we have here? It's a chicken jockey, and it's one of the warm chicken jockeys here in the Nether, of course, introduced last version that I think we saw in the last episode, 1.21.5. But of course, here in the Nether, it's a chicken jockey with a zombie piglin on top of it, little baby zombie. Very rare, very interesting, and just a little distraction here from our quest to get these darn ghast tears. I currently have, let's put them in our heart bear so we can see our progress. I have 4. I need 4 to go. We have to go back out there and continue our slaying, but that was certainly a rare distraction to see that in the wild out here. Wow, look at that. I just got 2 because of my sword. Yeah, it was in fact 3. 5 plus 3 equals 8. I thought I've started to figure out, like, if I went down there and started slaying them with the looting sword, maybe we'd have better luck. And sure enough, oh, look, there's another one too. Bonus, we got 9. It might, we finally got what we came here to get. It took quite some time, as you can see. Multiple slays, many misses, but we got our 9 ghast here. So that means we can head back to the surface and craft one of these dried ghasts up. We did find 5 more dried ghasts while we were out flying around. There is one more reason to be here in the Nether, and that has to do with Piglin Bartering. So I see a bunch of zombie piglin around. I don't see any regular piglin, but of course we'll come back. We need a lot of gold to be able to give that a shot. We'll get there when we get there, but for the time being, like I said, it's time to head on back. Oh wait, why are we? You don't have to fly all the way back. We can use our server commands and teleport just like this. And just like that, we're back. Okay, very interesting. Never really teleported in F5 mode before, but hey, we are back. Let's sleep in our bed and then see what our spoils are in terms of the Happy Ghast. We got a bunch of heads, which of course we'll have to go back to the wall of heads and add a few more there. But in the meantime, it's time to check these things out. So we have the dry ghast, which of course will have to grow up into a Ghastling, and then ultimately the Ghastling will grow into a Happy Ghast. But in the meantime, I think we're going to go ahead and stick one right on top of our crafting table, and they remain idle as long as they're not hydrated, and to hydrate them they need water. So we're going to go ahead and put these guys in a water source when the time comes. But being as that we're on the crafting table, let's go ahead and craft a ghast tier. I think what I need is just a piece of soul to give it a soul, so to speak. And if I oh yep, we got a bunch here. So we go ahead and put the soul sand in the middle. I only need 1 piece, and we'll put the 9 or 8 around the outside, and there it is, a dried ghast. That's how to craft one, and now I've crafted one as well. It works and looks and appears the same way. And if probably, I don't know what's easier. We found 6 pretty fairly easily just by flying around hunting for those tears. Those tears are really rare drops. They're hard to find, they're kind of rare, and it takes a little bit of time and effort. We saw some fall into the lava as well, which was a little disappointing. So I think a ghast farm might be in our future if we want to utilize these guys so that we can have more for the server, or we'll figure all that out a little later. But in the meantime, let's go ahead before we start growing these guys up and talk about Piglin Bartering. I have to find myself some gold, and then when I do, it's back into the Nether so that we can start bartering and trading with the piglins. Alright, well, if I remember right, I think I have a valuables box here in my ender chest. One of these boxes at the end. Yeah, there it is right there. And if I look in, ooh, I do have a lot of gold. Alright, and I get a little backup too, so we can always smelt some more. This looks like it should be plenty, hopefully. I don't really know what the drop rate is. Those piglins have these dry ghasts in their inventory. All we have to do is drop them some gold and see what they'll give us. So let's head back in the Nether and find ourselves some of those piglins and then get to trading. Alright, so before I head out, what I did to prepare is I kind of cleared out my whole inventory and stuck everything in a shulker box in my ender chest for safekeeping. And of course, I got plenty of gold, like I said, and we still have our gold hat so that the piglins don't get angry and attack us. And part of the reason for this as well, instead of carrying around shulker boxes, when you open and close boxes, the piglins get mad at you for some reason. They get mad at a lot of things, which is kind of funny. They get mad when you don't wear gold, they get mad when you break anything that's gold, and they get mad when you open boxes, thinking that maybe there's probably gold in those boxes, and they want some of that. So we are going to go ahead and find ourselves a piglin to trade with, and if I remember right, this server is currently set to mob griefing off, so that guys like this... Oh, I just missed him. I thought I was going to be able to whack him with the sword. So that guys like that don't destroy the landscape. Boom. No tears. Okay. But we might have to turn that off, depending on if this is probably going to take a while, because it's apparently a rare drop from the piglins to give you a dried ghast, and it does take several seconds. I can't even find a piglin. There's one over there, and there's one down there. So let's go to this guy first, and I'll just kind of demonstrate what it's like on a server with mob griefing off. Is you actually have to right-click to hand him that gold. Oh, wow! It just got smacked in the face. Well, there's not mob griefing. There's mob griefing for the landscape, but not for the poor piglin. Man, did he get nailed. That was a damn shame. Let's see if did we drop a tier at least for our... Oh yeah, at least we got a tier for our effort. Oh my god, is that dude okay? Because he really got smacked right in the face. Let's go over there and see if he dropped us anything, or if that fireball distracted him enough. Did he drop anything? I don't really see it. Alright, let's give you another piece of gold and hope you don't get shot by a fireball. And what do you have for us just now? See how many seconds it takes? We're going to go ahead and turn mob griefing off, as much as it might be dangerous. Maybe in a couple times, or I'll do this. I think we're going to do this in a time lapse. That's what we'll do. We'll just speed things up real fast as we go and see how many times it takes. Maybe I'll throw a little counter in. That's 1, 2, 3. This is number 4. We'll keep going from here. Well, and then he ran away. Okay. Stopped it just as we caught up with time, and right in time to catch the third method. Now we have another dried ghast head. We have all 3 methods complete so that we could demonstrate them, and that wasn't nearly as bad as I thought, because what did I start with? I'll have to go back and check. We went up at 9, so we'll have to subtract the difference and figure out how many trades that took. I think we'll count them up on the screen too, so it's probably already too late because I probably already did that. Yeah, editing. But for now, it's time to head on back home and get ready to move on to phase 2, which is growing these Ghastlings. Alright, now that we've acquired our 3 dried ghasts, one little detail before we grow these guys up to show is that they are actually directional. You see, these 2 are facing this direction, and you can actually face them in the 4 cardinal directions with the little face if you need them for decorations for whatever reason, which we will probably at least have 1 or 2 hanging around because, like I mentioned before, they will not grow until they are hydrated. So we're going to collect these guys up and kind of find the right spot to start growing them. And what we're going to need to do is put them in water, and we'll find a spot, get some water, and get these guys hydrated. Alright, so we're getting probably near the end of the episode, but we definitely want to grow these guys up before we're done today. So we're going to go ahead and plant these dudes right out in 3 different locations. One right out here, outside the base. We're going to then go put one down by my spawn area. Oh, look, got an achievement for that. Stay hydrated. Nice. Okay, so then we're going to go back to spawn. And then from there, find a little water spot. We'll grow one up around my home base, and then we'll probably come back here and grow one inside the tower to kind of help us. It won't escape, and that'll help us build in the next episode. Oh, rain. I wonder if rain... Oh, and the fog. Oh, the 1.21.6 fog. Oh, gosh, it's depressing, isn't it? Well, we'll get this thing hydrated down here at the bottom of our steps, and then go back to the base, put one into the tower, and move on with our lives. And probably need to speed run with the time lapse to grow these guys up. Whoa, no, it's lightning. That's not good news. Oh gosh. Okay, all right, everybody, don't panic, don't panic. But the good news is we're gonna get this fog out of the way. All right, we'll see you back at the tower. All right, so as we're getting closer to the tower, I'm kind of realizing, well, we're going to keep this guy entrapped on the inside while we're building. We'll probably be able to get a little exit in and out. But for the meantime, we only have one way in, one way out. We can't really fly, but I think flying on a higher level will be kind of fun. So we're going to just pop this dude right up here into the water bath where we're catching all those creepers gun drops down here. We can pretty much stick him anywhere. I'll stick him right there. All right. Is he hydrating? He's not hydrating because it's not a source block. So can we put him in the back? Yeah, that's right. Okay. I hope it doesn't break anything when he grows up. All right, well, now that we've got those guys planted, let's go back outside to the outdoor one, and we'll see a quick little time lapse of him growing up into a Ghastling. Well, we needed to take a quick little detour before those little guys grow up because I have no snow. We have to collect a bunch of snowballs, so I kind of kept flying around until I found the spot where we could get a bunch of it. And I got a white shulker box here. We'll just fill that thing up with snow. And the reason is because one of the mechanics of this, these ghasts, is that snowballs do a couple things. One, they accelerate each level of growth from the dried ghast to the Ghastling to the full ghast. And then in addition, they kind of serve as an attractant. So it's just like wheat with cows, you know, it kind of makes you follow the player around who's holding the snowball. And then you can feed it to them too and make them extra happy. So that's going to be what we're going to need to do. I'm not doing a good job of getting these without getting in the ground, but that's okay because this is out in the middle of nowhere. Nobody's out here. So we'll just collect up all this snow, get it in our shulker box, get back there, and grow these ghasts. All right, so now we have all of our supplies, we have all of our snow, we got a couple extra things too, so we're going to be sitting here watching this dried ghast turn into a Ghastling. It's got a little bit of a sad face now, but that will change over time as it gets closer to hatching, I think, or growing up into its first stage. We are going to then put a little station nearby so that we can kind of harness them. Well, not harness them. Harness them is the last step when we becomes a full-grown Happy Ghast, but we definitely want to have a lead on the ready so we can capture him when we lure him in with a snowball. But in the meantime, it's going to take like upwards of 20 minutes. So you're going to be watching here over my shoulder. We're going to time-lapse this thing, and we're going to do that right now. Well, all right, there it is, our first little Ghastling. Look at how cute he is. All right, well, we gotta lead him before he gets too far away. Lead him with our snowball. Look how he follows us around with the snowball. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. This is amazing, our very first Ghastling. So he looks happy now, but I think if we feed him a snowball, he'd be a little bit happier. That means he's gonna grow up a little faster too. So we wanna make sure that we can get them on this lead. Lead them up and put them on the post so that way it doesn't get too far. Now, from what I understand, they actually don't go too far from where they are hatched. They only, like, I think it's a 60-block radius or so around, but we don't want to lose them. We want them to grow up here so that we can then get our harness together and fly around on them, and we'll take them on up somewhere nearby because... Oh, good. And he really likes me. Look at this. He's following me around without this. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. No, 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 no. We don't want you characters for... What did you like? Did you, like, hear the hatching and come over here and try to ruin its day? Stay away from my Ghastling, you little... Ugh, you dirty... Get out of here. All right. Well, okay. Now that we've gotten rid of those guys... That was a close one. All we got to do now is quick make a couple harnesses, at least one harness, and we'll do that back at our starter area where our loom and our wool is, and then get ready to have our very first full-size Happy Ghast. Alright, so we're back here at the starter area. I've already set up a little post for when this guy grows up, but we are here for the loom and some of the dyes I know I have over here because we need a purple dye because, of course, purple is my favorite color, and we're going to make this harness purple for our ghast. We put those two things together. We got a piece of purple wool, and then we also need some leather and glass. I think I have some leather around here somewhere. There we go, okay. You need 3 pieces of leather, just like that, and 2 pieces of glass. 1, 2, inventory's full, but that's okay because if I craft these things together, we will find that I will now have a purple harness, yes, there it is, that we'll be able to then put onto our ghast back at home. So let's get back there, get ready to see that guy grow up, and put this thing on, and get ready to wrap this episode up. Well, I teleported back and I forgot to close off, so my intention, my little Ghastling has grown up for the inside of the tower one. I mean, on the other hand, I guess he's really not going all that far unless... Oh, goodness. Yeah, do you like the cats? Okay. So I really intended to have him only be here, but technically it can get out. So we'll just let it float around for the meantime. I probably should have closed off these entryways so that they could be up there when it grows up. But, oh, if actually it grows up, now that I'm talking this through, I'm definitely going to want to do that, because if it grows up in the wrong spot, we're in trouble. So let's get this thing up here, put it on a post, and get back to our other one. Alright, now that we got that all sorted out, let's get back to this guy over here, and all we need to do is just kind of sit around and wait. We do want to feed it some snowballs, so let's get the snowballs out. And we'll stick this on the ground here, and have plenty of snowballs. Let's see, how many does it take? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's gonna take a while. Right click, right click. Boy, it's a hungry little sucker. Keep going. Oh gosh, we need more, we need more. Whoa! Knock me over there, buddy. Alright, well, we finally did it. That was a lot of snowballs, but there it is, a fully grown Happy Ghast. And now the last thing to do is to... Boy, he's like... Oh, no, no, no! He's flying away. How does that happen? That's not supposed to happen. Come back here. Come back here with the... Yes, the snowball. There we go. We're gonna lead you up. Snowball. Snowball, lead. That's right, and it's gonna be night. No, 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 I didn't mean to throw the snowball at you. Sorry, come back here. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And then the sun's falling. The skeletons will be shooting arrows at you. Come back! My friend! My companion. Why is it not feeding you snowballs? I think I saw other creators have trouble with this too, but I'm panicking. I'm panicking. It's night. I have my bed. It's time to sleep. We'll get this guy in a second. I think I'm just gonna have to land on him. Alright, so we're gonna have to do this the fun way. We're gonna land right on top of your head. Okay, now that we're up here, I think all we have to do is put the harness on. There it is, and we right click, and we are gloriously flying along in our Happy Ghast. It's all its glory. Finally, a little bit of a scare there for a second, but we're gonna come down and see if we can then... I'm pretty sure we should be able to lead by clicking off, jumping off, lead, come back. Oh, God. Okay, attract, lead, stay there, please stay there. Okay, our butt. All right, so a little bit of excitement here at the end of the episode, but of course, now that we have our Happy Ghast, we're going to have to make sure the other two grow up, secure them, and we will be utilizing them next time in our episode. Boy, he looks so happy just flying around. We're going to need a name for each one of them, so if anybody has any suggestions, please feel free to leave them down in the comments. But I think that's about all the time we have for today's episode. I want to thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.